Welcome back. Tuesday, April 7th, 2026. It's me again. No big deal, just Keith. Glad to see you all. Hope everyone had a good weekend. Excuse me. Ooh, that one hit me quick. Hope everyone had a good weekend. I was mixed reviews here. Easter. I'm always happy about Easter time, but things are never the same as when you were a kid. You know what I mean? I have some fond memories of what Easter used to be. Maybe one day it gets back to that, you know. But for now, good to see you all. Welcome back to Charts After Dark. If you haven't done so, please do me a solid. Costs absolutely nothing. Go hit the like button. It's free. While you're there, subscribe so we can get this message out to more people all around the world. Last thing, hit the notification bell. That way you don't miss anything that we post up. We do this often for everyone to see. I'm not perfect with the live streams as good as I used to be. I'm trying to make more time for the fam and not be so over involved with this like I have been for the last 6 years. Really 8 years now. Wow, it's been almost 8 years. Holy crap. Wow, I just realized how long it'd been. I'm approaching a decade doing this. Man, that's pretty wild. Not on YouTube the whole time, right? We've been doing this show, this Thursday and Tuesday show since 2020. But yeah, man, been doing crypto stuff and charts since 2018. I got involved in charts well before I got involved in any crypto stuff, Forex and just TradeFi, regular stocks and equities, gold, oil, and traditional stocks. All right, some indices. That's why we talk about them here. So all that to say, let's crack into some charts. You guys saw the thumbnail. We'll do like a quick 1.5 minutes here. You guys saw the thumbnail. I had Bitcoin and SPX both on there. Well, let's go through both of them real quick. So if we look at Bitcoin first here, we have a couple defined ranges. This is our high up here from all the way back that we made middle of January. This is our low down here. We can do the candle bodies or the wicks. I'll do that one wick there. Doesn't really matter. You'll see the point here. This is the bottom of our range. This is the top of our range. As you see, we are pretty much floating around the bottom side of the middle. We have not broken any ranges. And we can take it down even tighter than that and say, oh, you've got a range here that you haven't broken. It's not perfect, right? And you've got another, well, let's make that one, actually, let's make that one a different color. Let's do that one in blue, yeah. What's up, China Matt? Good to see you, brother. We got that one in blue right there. So you have your blue range, which is even tighter. We also haven't broken out of it. It's good that we had a couple good candles here. As you'll see, we jumped over yesterday, which is just still right now, actually. We broke the 821 EMA and the 50 moving average and had an 821 EMA cross. Altogether, you've had 3 candles in a row over those 3 things. If you're using the Reaper strategy is giving you a 3 out of 3, 8 EMA buy, 50 moving average buy, and then an 821 EMA cross. Bang, bang, bang. With the stop loss underneath the Reaper line, you move your stop loss up. Every day it's green. You don't move your stop loss down. If you hit your stop loss, you won. That's the idea behind the Reaper strategy. I'll get to that in a second. But I like that move. That's great. Here's the problem. You're still stuck in the cloud, and while you do have a little bit of things going your way, green cloud, you still have the conversion line underneath the baseline. That's not going to get it. Your lag line did cross over the candles. That's a positive, but you're still inside the cloud. So it's a mixed bag there. If I flip over to your oscillating indicators here, this is the MACD. We have crossed green, good, but as you see, the orange line hasn't crossed the midline yet. So it's a mixed bag. Here's your RSI. Careful here. Getting into overbought, we have seen this thing rapidly reject when it does that. Moderate range for now. You're still in between the purple here tracking basically sideways. While we have some green here, and this feels good, that you saw everything light up green for just a little bit, it's a woe period for now. Just because we got some green doesn't mean much. We're still battling not having higher highs. We still have a lower high. And while we had higher lows, we need a higher high to prove it. And we haven't gotten that yet. In the event that we do, we have stop lines here, 76 to 77,000, where your 100 moving average and the big weekly 236 fib is on the way back down. So again, that would be a bearish retest right there, and then roll this right back over until June when the new FOMC comes in, and which I do think we get some kind of summer price action. Maybe the bottom, may not. Most likely the bottom is toward that October-November time period. This feels good for now, but be careful. This is a little bit of fool's gold. I'm not sold. What's up, Crypto Elephant? Good to see you, brother. What's up, MT Matt? Long time no see. Glad to have you back on here. H-Bar, if you don't mind. Yeah, we could do that. OG Keith, washroom goals, Keith. Bro, I still think about it. I don't ride by that house very often anymore because it's sort of out of the way from where I go. I don't take that route anymore because traffic is compacted over there in that area. So I have to kind of go around that area to get where I'm going. But every once in a while I go by there, I'm like, damn, I should drive by. And I had some stuff delivered, and for whatever reason, PayPal sent it to my old address. I did not do that. But PayPal used my old address. Sure as shit, it went there, and they reshipped it back. And I went and knocked on the door, and I was like, hey, man, I used to live here. I don't want you guys to panic, but I had a package delivered. Have you guys seen it? Yeah, we sent it back. I was like, oh, crap. They were real cool and nice. But I do remember the washroom days, the orange background that said Teacher Sharon hanging in the back, because that's what she taught kids in China how to speak English. That was my wife's side gig there for a while. In case you guys didn't know, she's a very accomplished teacher. She's working on her doctorate degree right now. She's almost done. So I'm about to be married to a doctor. Bro, that gets a damn alert thing. Hold on. All three of them for the wife being a doctor soon, which is crazy, bro. Figure that shit out. My wife. You guys don't know her in person. China Matt knows. He took a video of her talking about Tesla and compressed it and made a really funny video. It's over in the Discord. It's great. So there's my Bitcoin take. Let's look at SPX real quick, and then we'll go through some other stuff until let me get done with the thumbnail first. So, boy, the wicked rollback here that the S&P 500 had. So I've been watching the S&P 500 very, very intently. Excuse me, watching it very, very intently. It does appear that if you look closely that it may have cracked back over that trend line right there. But the problem is it's capped off by the 200, the 50, and the 100 moving averages, all sort of in the way of progress, even if it did break back north. Look at the weekly, though. This is where it's a little spooky. It's a lot like what gold's doing. It's just kind of running into the bottom of resistance, which I will talk about in the moment with gold. This sort of, even though we've got this big move greenback, sort of looks more like a little bit of fool's gold to me, where we're probably going to get some more of this range action in through the FOMC stuff. I'm not sold on the FOMC stuff, and I really, really don't trust any politicians farther than I can throw them. But it did cross back over the brand new pivot that we just had to start the month, which is a good thing. The cloud's still 4 out of 4 no. Your oscillators went oversold. This is the first time the S&P had been oversold since a year ago, same time. And you see what happened a year ago, same time. Look at that aggressive bounce that this thing had. It was a very, very sharp move up. And China Matt with a good point here. Let's pull that up. SPX 500. We can get the futures pulled up here. And you can see what this thing's doing. Look at this. Post-market, S&P, SPX, SP 500, absolutely ripping. China Matt with the great point out right there. Futures over the 50 moving average post-market. Now, obviously, New York's going to open and have a different say about this, but look at that thing go post-market. Very, very wild price action. People are going to love to blame it on a politician. What are you doing? When it goes your way, you blame it on a politician. When it doesn't, you blame it on somebody else. And there's always this blame point game going. kind of whack, man. It's all kind of whack. But we just stick to the charts. Good luck trying to get anybody to listen to that, though. Here's the NASDAQ, too. Look at this thing. Absolutely smoking. Clearly looks like it broke trend. Risky, I know. Risky, I know. But look at that move right there. The NASDAQ absolutely having it. Pushing through the 50 moving average, heading straight to the 100 moving average. Wild price action post-market. The Russell, can't see right yet. Here's the Dow. Same thing. This is post-market Dow, the mini futures, but the chart will be the same for what it's worth. 50 moving average, 100 moving average, pinching in, and as you see, broke back over the 200 moving average. Do you trust it? Do you believe it? I kind of think New York's going to have something to say about this, and we likely slow down a little bit, but my goodness, what a push on price action post-market. Really, really happy to see it. I don't like seeing people lose money. But I'll say this, folks, when stuff is oversold, look at the NASDAQ being oversold right there. First time oversold since this time last year. You had your opportunity to buy some if you were looking for a discount. Did you take the discount? That was up to you. I sure hope so. Can't tell you what to do. It's not financial advice. I don't tell people what to do. I just tell you kind of how I do it and what I do. I'm watching very closely. I want to see some breakouts. I want to see some big moves up. That would really, really, really get me going. I've still got some positions open here, but they're very few and far between because I think this market's really, really risky. I do want to talk about a couple more, and that's what we'll get into next. All right, so let's do HBAR first. There we go. So starting, I pushed buttons. All right, we're good. Ooh, I thought I hit the wrong button right there. You guys don't know this, but I've hit the wrong button. OBS, which is the streaming software that I use to connect to all the platforms at one time and have all the overlays and the buttons.
Damn.
Yeah, all that's OBS Studio. And I hit the button over there right next to stop streaming. But I didn't hit it. It was really, really close. HBAR. So this is going to be the second day in a row, barring a good close here, which we haven't got yet. The day just started. This will be the second day in a row over the 8 EMA, which would be one of your 3 Reaper strategy buy signals. You don't have it yet because you need to close, but this is it right here. This is your first positive sign. I'm going to warn you, I don't like it slapping that 50 moving average right there like that. Look what's happened the last few times it's done that. Rejected, 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 rejected. Are we going to have more of that? Well, your choice on that. Here's your weekly look also. You're just right now at the moment pushing back into that 8 EMA that you had right about there, that green line. That's the weekly 8 EMA. Price action shoving its head right back into it. All these moving averages are rolling over and pressing down. Really, really holding the price action down, even if we get a break loose here. This is why I say it's very, very risky for altcoins, especially those with lower caps, but HBAR is a higher market cap one, but still, same story. They're all just kind of following along with Bitcoin. I do like the fact that it came off that 6.8 fib right there, that golden pocket fib. It didn't quite get to the 7.1, which was down there a little bit lower. But again, I don't think this is over long term. I do think long term, we're probably going to come down here and give this 786 line down here at 6 cents a sneeze at some point later on this year, possibly in the fall or the winter. I'm not sure when yet, but that makes sense. Till we get a breakout and break of range and a new higher high, it's just super risky, man. It's just super risky. Yes, it's over the 8 EMA, and I appreciate that. But that's about all it's got going for it. MACD is curled up, but warning, it's still not over the midline. As you see, it's a mile from the midline. And your RSI is curled up, but it's still in the nominal trading range. So it hasn't really made a big swinging push just yet. Trying, not enough volume yet to really move the needle for me. I'm hopeful, but I'm not optimistic in the, oh my God, here we go sense. For a lot of these altcoins, it's just a little too much for me. It's a little too risky. It is what it is, though. Like, if you feel free to take your chances, folks, if you think, what's up, Andrew Ionosco? Good to see you, brother. Feel free to take your chances, fellas. If you think, if you got a chart that looks good and you think it's ready to rock, by all means, do your thing. Pull the trigger the way you want it to. I don't tell anybody what to do here. I just kind of walk you through what I'm doing. You know what I mean? I want everybody to make their own decisions. I want everybody to put their power in their own hands. It's something that got me into this. You know, this is how I got started, was losing everything, and it was completely out of my control. When my financial guy, way back in 2007, 2008, told me that all my money was gone. I'm like, what do you mean all my money's gone? How's that even possible? Gave me a big long spiel about this, that, and the other, and then asked me for more money. I'm not giving you more money. What are you talking about? And I made that choice that day that I wouldn't do that anymore. If I'm going to lose my money, well, I'm going to lose my money on my own. I don't need you to help me lose it. I can lose it on my own. You know, it's pretty easy to lose money. And then you trust someone with your money and they blow it all like that. And I was like, man, that's crazy. So I haven't done that since that time period. I really haven't trusted financial guys. Once I started understanding how they work, it's a lot of feelings. We think it's going to happen. We feel like this. And we put this money over here. We feel confident. And I'm like, brother, what are you talking about? Give me some data points. Somebody in there has to be using data. The answer is yes, but it's only a couple of them compared to the hundreds that don't. They have a whole system based off of you giving them money and them just constantly buying, so eventually they'll be right. That's the way their system works, folks. Let me tell you that again. The way your retirement account works, you give them money, they just keep buying forever, and eventually they're right. Yes, there are benefits like your employer will match a certain percentage of what you put in, which helps you out and gives you free money. Yes, the benefit of it being tax-free if you do the right kind of investment and don't just think you're going to be able to get the money out. That's not how it works. You have to leave the money alone. That's the other side of the scam that they run. Give me your money. You can't have it back. And if you do want it back, you have to give me some of it. But it's legal. So is what it is. I don't subscribe to any of that stuff. I would just rather do this on my own. How long can you go and just keep buying endlessly until things go back? I'm an average guy. I can't do that constantly. I can't constantly come out of pocket to make up the difference on what someone else is going to lose. I could just lose it on my own. So this is why I started doing charts. It's why I started doing this on my own. So I took the power into my own hands and said, no, you guys have to be able to find a better way. Film that better way. And I've been doing this online since 2020, but I was doing it before that with me and a couple buddies since 2018. We've grown out to be a fairly large account, over 10,000 subs on YouTube, almost 17,000 on X. I don't even know how many over on Rumble and all the others. Probably close to 30,000 total, 30,000 people total. And I'm going to keep doing this. You can do it. And if you don't understand how I'm doing, please feel free to ask questions. I'm happy to help anyone along the way. This is what we do. We want people to get smarter, but make better decisions. Be your own person. Don't let someone else tell you what to do. You go do it. The other Matt said, my wife and I got wiped out in 2009, house, etc. Thanks, brother-in-law, stockbroker. Thanks to a brother-in-law, stockbroker. See, same thing. I lost my house, my retirement, my savings account. My credit went to zero, brother, zero. I didn't even know that was a thing. Zero. But it is, because I found out. I went from having wasn't that nice of a house, but a house, to renting a very small little place in a modular home. We did that for a while. It was right about the same time son was born. Wild times, bro. Wild times. And it took me a long time to recover from that shit. That was a big punch in the face, dude. It was a big, big punch in the face. It really was. It took a while. It took a while to get out of that tailspin. Man, looking back on it, my life's been a roller coaster, fellas. I say this before, man, but it's amazing that I'm here, brother. I should be dead or in jail. And yet I sit here in front of all you guys, which is why I say thank you and why I say I'm blessed and why I do what I do. So without getting all emotional and mushy and shit, let's power on. And let's go right off that into XRP. Oh, gosh, I know, man.
Damn.
I get it. So XRP, again, some improvement here, but a warning. You're over the 8 EMA. Great. Wonderful candle. Or was it? You're pinned down by that 50 moving average. You're still not a new high. It's still a lower high for now. You made a lower low, but that ain't going to do it. That's why I say, even though you've got a bit of a trend break here, it's a very, very short-term trend. You have another very large uptrend, downtrend up here. Right there you see where the 200 moving average sort of lines up. So any up move is of the limited size here. A big breakout just runs you back to 160 and then bumps its head into this 100 moving average, which is dead smack in the way. Beyond that, pull up any other basic chart indicator. Ichimoku Cloud is a 4 out of 4. No. Your pivot points. You're under the pivot. That's a no. I need to be over the pivot to be more bullish than bearish. Underneath is more bearish than bullish. I like the fact that this MACD has turned up, but you're still underneath the midline. So while it has turned up, this is just a little bit of confluence, not a whole bunch. Your RSI, it's still dead sideways for what it's worth. Even though we've had this move up, you're still in the nominal trading range. Haven't really done too much more than that. Bollinger Bands, yeah, now here's something to look at. Look how tight these Bollinger Bands are starting to get. Look at them bad boys starting to squeeze in there. I like that. While we see Bollinger Bands squeeze in, this means volatility is increasing. And if volatility is increasing, we're going to get some price action, be it now or later. So keep your peepers on it. I think it could improve, but I think the upside's still kind of limited. I think we're going to be doing this for a bit again until the summer plays out. Then we'll get another push down in the fall. Now, the kicker here is that summer move for XRP could be the bottom. Once this next big low comes in, be it now or post-summer, whether it just comes up here and makes a little move and then gets jagged, or makes a larger move to the trend line and then rolls down, I think this $1.25 to $1 range may be the floor. And if that happens, that may be an opportunity for everyone to pounce on a very, very big discount. I'm not saying it's going to go way down south, but I do think there's more downside before a lot of upside. The upside is limited, not only in upside, but in time. While you're in these big, long downtrends for XRP, we've seen this before, man, it takes a long time for XRP to get out of this kind of price action range. It's happened before. It's happened 3 times before. I do expect it to happen again. What we know about history is that we don't learn from history. Why ignore it? Well, we can't ignore it. We have to pay attention to it. I'm hopeful things get better, but for what it's worth, I think this is still going to be a lot of limited upside. Careful, there might be more downside. Yeah, we'll do some precious metals here in a minute too. Ethereum. Hey, I like this a little better. Look at this. It's over the weekly 236. See that right there? Nice. You're over that weekly 236 fib. That's great. But you're underneath the 200, the 50, and the 100 moving averages, as well as the weekly 21. All this crap is sort of balled up right there around 2400-ish. If you flip it to the daily, it's a similar story. 100 moving average holding you down here. If you get up, you got limited upside. That's the problem. 200 moving average, same story. If it gets up there, you're limited upside. And that continues to be a problem. The higher time frame, I think, is kind of screaming here that we're going to have another short-term up with a little bit more long-term downward price action. Again, leading us out more toward the end of the year for something good to happen. I just don't think we're there yet. All right, cool. How about Apple? So Apple had a volatile day, man. Look at this. You don't usually see Apple do this kind of stuff. big push down throughout the start of the day, but a reasonable close to end the day with a very long tail on this candle. This long tail on the candle represents buy pressure. Now, it wasn't enough to flip this thing upside down and get it going back to the north, but this sends up a clear warning to the bears. If you want to dig this ditch, you're going to have to really pull out the shovels because they're not letting you take it easy. This thing bounced the 200 moving average rather nicely. Flipping it to the weekly, this is a big old, I don't know yet, tweezer candle. Make up your mind what you want to do. We'll know by the end of the week, I think. The problem is you got the weekly 8 and 21 EMA sort of forcing it down. But I like the fight here. It's a very interesting price action. You tag the 50 and roll back aggressively. Can you flip this back the other way? I think so, but keep your eyes on it. Huh? It's not something to be north of amazed on, but pretty darn cool. Microsoft. Been watching Microsoft very closely. Here again, you are currently, let's see, 32% from all-time high on Microsoft. Does anyone think Microsoft is done and closing up shop? Probably not. So if you think Microsoft can get back to all-time high, you got 30% worth of gains there. Maybe worth taking an opportunity on. Over the 8 EMA closed, that's nice, but this thing's been getting assaulted after it did that. Over the 8 EMA, bam. Over the 8 EMA, bam. I'm kind of expecting it to happen again, so be careful here. Weekly's brutal. She fell underneath the weekly 200 moving average. If that doesn't get back over in a hurry, it's likely to consolidate and be stuck, but I've definitely got my eyes on it. I don't think Microsoft's done. Just don't. Last one, we'll move on to a couple more. United Healthcare, holy smokes. Been watching this when it was 144% from all-time high at the bottom here. You broke the 821 EMA. Folks, this is why I preach technical analysis till I die. 2 closes over the 8 EMA. That's one. 821 EMA cross. That's 2. And now for your third act, you are over the 50 moving average. That would be 3 out of 3 for your Reaper strategy. Hell yeah, brother. I love to see it. Massive gap. Warning, be careful. The point is, had you started looking down here at potentially getting in, you had plenty of time to make a play. This is why I preach it, why you should be paying attention to this stuff. Make a list of different assets. Go chart them and practice. If you're not sure, ask questions. Don't know where to ask questions? Right there at the bottom, folks, whop.com/team786. Couple clicks and you're in. Free first month. A whole whopping $8 after that. Oh, that's so much money. Not really. You can come hang out, learn, ask questions, and everyone will jump in and try to help you. That's the whole point of what we do. So let's go look at some precious metals. Gold first. So it's a similar situation as what I was trying to say with the S&P 500 and gold. I appreciate the short-term push here. You bounce the 200 moving average. That's nice. You jump the 100. Wow. I honestly didn't expect that. Expected it to fade. Now you're pushing to the 50 moving average. Wow. Problem is you're underneath this big trend line up here. And as I said last live stream, excuse me, like I said last live stream, this is more of a consolidation around 5,000 to 4,000 to me, where this thing sort of tracks sideways and finds its footing after an enormous run up. I like the fact that it's breaking north, but I'm going to warn you, this is still a whole lot of lower highs. High, lower high, lower high, lower high. Be careful. Be careful. It can get worse before it gets better. We've seen it happen a whole lot. Silver. Hey. See that right there? See what I see? That's a potential breakout. Furthermore, same price action, trying to break the 100 and the 50 moving average. The difference is you saw gold pinned down by this trend line. You see that silver may not be. Log linear, doesn't matter. It's a breakout on both. So eyes on silver to maybe flip back and take some power away from gold here. And we can actually look at that. Gold versus silver. So silver would be benefiting if this chart goes down. And sure enough, you see it trying to press through and get through these moving averages versus gold, meaning gold is losing power versus silver. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for this chart to go down. Now, as you see, there very well may be a southern break there. And 821 EMA weekly, you're in the wait a minute zone. So it's a lot of watch and see for precious metals right now. Long way to go for things to change. I've been watching very, very closely, trying to keep an eye on all this stuff. I like the positive stuff that I see. But again, warning, I think we may have a low ceiling on some of this stuff. These moves up are nice. I need to see some more volume behind them and some sustained gains with some ability to hold the line. Haven't seen a lot of that in the last several months. Where's the bottom coming? We're not exactly sure just yet. I know where about the time I think that's going to happen. When are we going to peak out here? I think that's going to happen between now and the end of May. And I think we likely find a bottom toward the summertime. Like I said, we'll see if that's the final bottom or if we get a bounce and fail again into the fall. Either way, one of those times is it. Want to take a chance on both? Well, that's on you. Make your mind up, chart it, ask some questions, and we'll see if we can help you out. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. You could have been anywhere in the world. You chose to be here with me. After 8 years of doing this, I appreciate that. Thank y'all for the time. Be back again Thursday. I appreciate y'all again. Last but not least, sky's the limit. See y'all Thursday. Y'all be good, man. I'm out. Peace.